the dang old queers. That's
All right.
what I
No,
got her
I
straight
take it
about
back. They
that.
are queers.
All right, we are up and live, episode 167.
Hey everybody, this is Jeff. I'm actually gonna think I'm gonna be moving to Georgia, but anyway, this is Jeff from Georgia, and yeah, we're just gonna be doing emergency exit here. Dang, I'll tell you what, ting, just real soon here. We got. All right, hey,
Okay. Hey.
I started going into a weird accent.
Like you're gonna go like way too hillbilly.
Man, dang, just shut your goddamn mouth.
Bang,
all
bang,
right?
bang, 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 bang,
Don't
bang,
I eat
bang,
potatoes,
bang, bang, bang,
steaks,
bang,
corn.
bang, 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 bang.
I like to look at the turlet.
Ooh. The turlet?
The turlet. Are you familiar with the turlet, turd boy?
Boy.
We're going to get started here in 1 minute. So, we're going to be on only for an hour today. And that's how it's going to be.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
And that's how the cookie crumbles. Like, share, subscribe. Matter of fact, we got koozies and t-shirts. Go to the t-shirt Teespring link down below. That's popping up any minute here. All right, we got 30 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. We've got this. It's a go. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
The Anchorman.
Yes.
All right, yeah.
10 seconds. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. This week on the program, an anti-mask Republican died of COVID. Are you sad or glad? Dr. Fauco Marx admits that protests are spread by the virus, or protests spread the virus spreads. Why didn't I read that earlier? But he will not recommend that it stop. But God forbid that you will send your kid to school. So bad. Later, will Trump go after the Clintons if reelected? The Holy Hispanic has got the info. Finally, we'll talk about mail-in voting. That's right. This is Emergency Exit.
This exit is for emergencies only.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
We're live. I'm running late, so we're back to it. But it's episode 137. Today is August 5th, 2020. It is again 10 on 10 in our floating tin can. Far above the world.
Damn, I thought I saw you leave in the distance.
I was leaving.
That was like your soul.
If you close your eyes, it would
I
sound
know,
just like that,
I
right?
know. I felt like you're like in an out-of-body experience.
You can follow me on Twitter at That's Right Los. Joining me back once again from his special assignment is David, the Holy Hispanic.
Hola.
Aguilar, that's right.
Yes.
Making sure we're streaming live and judging every word that I say is Brandon, the Hard Hat Mitchell.
Absolutely.
That's right.
How y'all doing?
Hey. It's another week down. We are back. We're going to do a brew world here in a second. But how was your trip to...
It was a lot of work.
To Colorado? What's their state? Like the Golden State or... What do they call it? The Mile
The
High?
Sunshine State?
I think it's the Mile High.
The Mile High State? Yeah, it was hot. Like, the sun was, like, in your fucking face.
Yeah, dude, I went there in the winter time, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was nice. We enjoyed it. We worked most of the time and then just hung out with my boss and, talked about shit that we're going to do with the company and all that. So,
Cool.
not too much play, but it was fun just to be out of Texas for a
Yeah, and you
while.
made a pretty cool video. You all can check that out on his, his thing there. the
Yeah, I
Holy
like to
Hispanic.
make videos of my travels.
It's cool, man. Going to that enchanted forest or whatever it was. That was cool,
That place
man.
was Evergreen.
Evergreen,
that
that's
place
right.
was gorgeous.
I love trees.
I know.
I love
Trees,
trees.
nature. We got to walk a lot.
You
Got
guys
to do a lot of things
you guys
there
like
for a
trees?
while.
Well, that's good.
You guys like
I think you
trees?
partaked, right? You partook?
We had fun.
Great. Good. Well, speaking of having fun, let's do a brew world order.
It's the brew.
This week, we've got St. Arnold's Summer Pills, award-winning, and you better believe that if they won an award, they're going to put it on their damn can.
right.
I don't know necessarily that's going to, like, sway me to
Drink it.
drink it, like, or buy it. Oh, well, maybe actually.
I'm actually a sucker
Like,
for
oh,
those
you
kind
won
of
an
things.
award, but it's so subjective. Like, say the award.
Mm-hmm.
It just says award winning. I guess, maybe they won several awards.
Yeah, there's some that say like award-winning IPA, whatever, and I'm like, ooh, I want to try this.
By the special group or whatever. It could be someone like you and me, like by emergency
I know,
exit.
right?
Award winning. But,
Award-winning,
Thirsty Goat's an award winning beer because
voted best beer.
well, we'll see. We're working on the Brew World Order tournament of beers. We're gonna work on it.
It's about to go down.
But anyways, is there anything you can pop up there for me on the screen about this Pilsner? It's actually a pretty sweet little can. I got this
love the
can
can.
based on the cool like stained glass rainbow
If
color.
you're tripping on DMT,
Oh,
this thing
boy.
would be the best thing to be drinking.
You got that right. And let's see, it's made by St. Arnold. I think that's a Texas beer, right?
Yes, it is.
Where are they at?
Houston, baby.
Houston. Okay.
Represent the H.
Do you have any like sensuous music or something?
Not handy. No,
Come on, man. Oh, that's one thing I want you to put on your soundboard. Is
I've got some rock music. You want
Biden going, come on,
Come
man.
on,
Come
man.
on, man.
I ain't gonna
Come on.
take a test. Come
Come
on,
on,
man.
What if I asked you if you did cocaine
You
lately?
did cocaine.
Yeah.
You
You
did
took a
drugs.
cocaine test, man. Come on, man.
I'm
Anyways,
just joking.
I'm going to read what this says here right off of StArnold.com. An authentic copper-colored German-style Bock, celebrating the coming of spring. This big, deeply flavored lager has been aged to create a smooth, malty taste with a hint of sweetness.
Oh, yeah.
A light addition of German hops balances the malt flavor.
Floppy.
Floppy. All right. See, that sounded more like it had to be excited. And
Yeah,
you know
it
what?
did.
I'm going to put this beer in
Ooh.
our wonderful new emergency exit coolies.
It's gonna be nice and
coolies.
cuddled.
Is it a coolie? It's a koozie.
It's a
I guess
koozie.
you can call it a coolie too. It keeps
Hold
your
it up. Let me get a close shot
Ooh,
with
it's
you.
a nice tight shot.
There you go.
emergency exit. If you want your beer cold,
Mm. If you don't, then you're a loser.
let's crack it. How's that sound to you?
Ooh.
It squirted on me a bit.
Oh yeah. I love that. It's like a party. It's like it's just waiting to come out of the can.
Oh yeah. See, I take a big old fat gulp of that, and first of all, the drinkability is there,
Ooh.
and it's light, but it still has some flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
It drinks like a Miller Lite, but it tastes like a craft beer. I like this. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna say this beer, mainly because of the taste and of the look, gives me one movie title.
Gives you one movie title: Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
I just feel like I want to fucking relax and have fun and maybe die and not even know about it. All right, like this beer is delicious. It kills the taste buds with savory juiciness.
What do you give it?
I give it a 4.1. That's right.
4.1. That's right.
Damn right. Whoa, hey, fellas. Oh, yeah. 3 o'clock hour.
Traffic, and more traffic on the fives. We've got Brandon the Hardhead Mitchell. What do you think about this?
A couple things about it. I'm seeing right here on the website that it's only available February to March.
Ooh, that's very so. This is
We're
exclusive.
in August.
Oh, it says that?
Yeah, right there at the top.
Yeah.
Available February. So it's like this is old. I would imagine.
Yeah, well,
Well-
let's see if there's all these have dates, right? They should have dates.
6/30/20. Oh, it was
Yeah,
canned
6/30/20.
6/30/20.
Well, maybe it was supposed to come out February, March, but a lot of people couldn't. They closed down. Remember,
Yeah,
we
that's
closed
true.
down for a little bit, and they probably just got back to work, and they said, "Well, let's just start."
They
from
say,
where
you
we
know,
left off."
we're not going to deprive you of our delicious German Bach spring flavors.
Yeah, they bought all the fucking German
shit.
hops
Yep.
and shit and the malts, and they're like, "We got to use these."
Whether you
fucking
like it or
things."
not, you motherfucker, you're going to drink this.
So, what do you think of this, Brandon?
Well, if I had an award, this beer would win it.
Really?
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's good. I'm gonna give it a really solid 4.8.
Ooh,
That's
Wow,
right.
you know what? This is award winning.
It is award winning. It won Brandon's award
award.
for 4.8. I thought
love
he was
it.
going to go 4.9, but
Ooh.
I was thinking about it, but
it's
just-
great.
it's
It's got a good hop, nice clean hop to it.
Very,
it's
very
not.
clean.
It doesn't linger on too long. It's a little bitter. It drinks like a fucking Miller, as I said. This is going to get high marks.
Mhm.
Almost one of the highest marks you can get.
Yeah, I agree.
I will give this a 4.93.
Ooh, wow.
4.93.
That is like an
That's right.
average of 4.3.
Yes, at least.
At least. Damn.
This will definitely make it to the tournament of beers.
We'll
For
be
the-
seeing it later.
That's right, for the brew.
I feel like Bloody Honey won't make it.
For the brew world order.
Oh,
The wrong board. There it is.
There you go.
I know the feeling. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
We got to get you to get that
You
drop.
gotta stop doing cocaine. And
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
It's like rapping Joe Biden. Come on, man.
I
Put
got
it
this
in the
guy-
can.
Got this man named Corn Pop. Gonna wrap a chain around your neck,
What
Corn
is-
Pop.
He was a bad man.
He was a bad, bad man. Come on, man. If you guys want to give us a call, the number is down below. 875-830-875-0637. Once I get it going,
Bam.
I get it.
Yeah, you got it.
I just can't remember how it ever starts there.
Mm.
Let's see. Last week you was gone.
Mm-hmm.
You called in. We talked this really cool dude, Arlon, right? Arlon? Arlon, man. He called in and he was on for a good fucking 30 minutes or so. And he was at first he was hitting us up on the chat and he was saying things like, I haven't got a job. I got overlooked for a job because I'm black. You know, they said that I sounded too black and I didn't get a job. I'm like, come on, like that. No one did that to you or whatever. And he's like, well, they left. I said, just give us a call because he was trying to talk to us through the chat, and he gave us a call. The guy turned out to be a kick-ass dude, man.
Yeah.
Smart feller. Likes System of a Down, he said.
Hell yeah. I like System of a Down.
Didn't sound black to me,
Really?
but he was cool, man. If you're back, Arlon, why don't you give us a call if you want? Just sort of killing time before somebody calls, but
We got a voicemail.
can
we got a
play that
voicemail.
voicemail?
Ooh.
Actually, I listened to this voicemail.
Yeah, you listened to it?
Yeah, I think we have a very famous doctor who called us.
Oh.
Very famous doctor right now that lied to us to our face.
Oh, it does his name rhyme with Ouchie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I know who it is.
Ouchie? I keep forgetting it's Fauci, but I keep saying Fauco Marx. I like that better. I hope it catches on. Go. Let's hear it.
All right. Here we go.
He's getting it on.
This is Dr. Fauci. You guys ain't wearing your masks, and I'm coming to get you. Put on a hazmat suit. This is Dr. Fauci. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, someone left that on our
Look,
voice
look
line.
here, Dr. Fauci. I ain't gonna wear your damn mask. You don't know where I live.
This is Dr. Fauci.
This is
Sounds
Dr.
just like him.
Fauci.
Dr. Fauci, you gotta have the New York accent.
You gotta have the New York accent.
Now listen.
Hey, can I get some coffee, please? I need some coffee.
Oh, fuck off. You to get your own
Fuck
coffee.
off, you crazy son of a bitch.
Hey, let me just tell you something. I lied to your faces, and there's nothing you can do about
Give
it.
me a slice
You know,
of
you can-
pizza.
Give me a slice of fucking pizza. Hey. Oh, boy.
Oh, that fucking Fauci, man.
Well, we'll talk about Fauci here. Maybe we should just get into it now since we are talking about it. But he was in front of a panel.
Yeah.
He was in front of a Senate committee.
Jim Jordan was one of them.
Jim Jordan, the fabulous Jim
Yes.
Jordan. Well, we don't want to praise him as anything, but he's good.
He's
man.
good. He's good at what he does.
It's funny
He
because
could dig deep.
people on the other side totally say what we would say about Nadler or Pelosi or something. You're like, people might like AOC, but we think that she's a chapete.
Yeah.
Chapeta?
Chapeta. Well, it's funny because even on Twitter, I went on Twitter and I saw Jim Jordan, like Jim, like a workout gym.
Yeah.
And I was like, Jim Jordan. I was like, well, Jim Jordan, I know who that is. So I went on Twitter and Jim Jordan, that's the way it was spelled. And it was just people saying, who is this Jim Jordan? Why is he being so mean to Dr. Fauci? And why is he so rude?
Why is he being so mean to
Yeah,
Dr.
and I was just
Fauci?
kind of like, what? And I was watching him and I was like, no, he's trying to rail the motherfucker for
Thank you,
being a
Mr.
damn
Chairman. Dr.
liar.
Fauci, do pro.
The issue was here is that he does a lot of recommending of what we can do, and it's not that he makes any of the laws. It's obviously he just recommends it, and the people do what they will, the governors and everything.
Well, the media taking a run with it and say, "Oh, listen to Dr. Fauci."
What the Republicans want out of everything right now is to get things back, because according to science, I mean, it's not as bad as media's been saying. You know, people are not wearing masks, and they're like, "You're gonna kill me if you don't wear that mask." It's like, where do you hear that? Like,
Yeah.
what makes you say that? But one thing that we've been saying on this show, and I think a lot of conservative circles have been saying it as well, that the protests.
Yes.
Why don't we? You're getting it from the protests,
Yep.
right? But there's no. He'll say there's no solid evidence.
Yeah, like
know, it's
you're limiting everything else but protests. Why?
And Jim Jordan just wants to know. Like, I think he knows the answer. Sometimes they don't ask these questions without knowing the answer. But of course, a crowd of people will spread it easily. Yep. And he's supposed to be making recommendations. Like, I don't think we should be going the kids to school.
Look, I don't know, man. I just working.
Damn, your Fauci went into a fucking L.A. Cholo
really
there for a second.
Hey, man. Hey, wait.
Hey, puto. Hey, man, that's my car.
That's my car. I say, what the fuck you doing, eh?
Well, the point is, what I'm saying here is, Jim Jordan is going to ask Fauci these things. You make these recommendations. Why not recommend those protesters that, obviously are for a good reason, or what they supposedly, but they're rioters, the ones that are fighting and throwing shit at the federal buildings and shit and at the cops. Besides all that, he's supposed to be making these recommendations. You can't go take your kids to school, no football games, no, this and that. Totally changed everything. Well, Jim Jordan is going to ask him, what else should he recommend? Obviously, if that's the case. So go ahead and let's play this right off the blade.
Protests increase the spread of the virus.
Do protests increase the spread of the virus? I think I can make a general statement.
Well, 500,000 protesters on June 6th alone.
Yeah.
I'm just asking that number of
No.
people. Does it increase the spread of the virus?
Crowding together, particularly when you're not wearing a mask, contributes to the spread of the virus.
Should we limit the protesting?
I'm not sure what you mean. How do we say limit the protesting?
Should government limit the protesting?
I don't think that's relevant to.
Well, you just said if it increases the spread of the virus. I'm just asking,
Can
should
you
we
pause
limit
real
it?
quick?
Well,
I
So,
don't think that's relevant.
Here's the thing. I'm not, as libertarians, we're not for taking away anybody's First Amendment right to protest. But I think the point of what he's trying to get here is that because we know he recommends so many things like let's lock down, that's the problem. But if we know that this is not political, he should be able to answer and say, "Oh yes, we shouldn't be protesting either." I mean, we and you could be bureaucratic about it by sure. I'm not saying that we shouldn't, guys, but or that you shouldn't protest in some other way, but let's not gather right now. We can protest some other way.
Well, and it's like that's what Christians are doing right now, right? We're not going to church because we're respecting the government.
They force the churches to do it.
Exactly. So right now you have
Another one of his recommendations.
Yeah. So you're telling rioters, yes, you can riot, but or protesters.
They're
allegedly,
mostly peaceful.
Yeah, peaceful protesters. Yeah, you can protest, but you're telling people who are religious, no, you can't go worship. When there's less damage done by people in church than there are these protesters.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep playing this.
I'm not in a position to determine what the government can do in a forceful way.
Well, you make all kinds of recommendations. You make comments on dating, on baseball, on everything you can imagine. I'm just asking you. You just said that protests increase the spread. I'm just asking you, should we try to limit the protests?
No, I think I would leave that to people who have more of a position to do that. I can tell you.
Government stopping people from going to church, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Last week in the Calvary Chapel case, 5 liberals on the Supreme Court said it was okay for Nevada to limit church services. Justice Gorsuch said it best. He said there's no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Calvary Chapel. I'm just asking, is there a world where the Constitution says you can favor one First Amendment liberty, protesting, over another, practicing your faith?
I'm not favoring anybody over anybody. I'm just making a statement that's a broad statement that avoid crowds of any type, no matter where you are, because that leads to the acquisition and transmission. And I don't judge one crowd versus another crowd. When you're in a crowd, particularly if you're not wearing a mask, that induces the spread.
It's a simple question, Doctor. Should we limit the protests? Government is obviously limiting people going to church. And look, there's been no violence that I can see at church. I haven't seen people during a church service go out and harm police officers or burn buildings. But we know that, for 63 days, 9 weeks, it's been happening in Portland.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, one night.
Do
or
you
two-
want to
That's
do you
good
want to hear
enough.
my recommendation for churches? How they can open up?
Drive-throughs.
No,
Drive-through prayers.
no. This is the way that churches should start opening up again. You're protesting Satan.
Protesting.
You're
Satan.
protesting Satan, so you're going to church to say I'm protesting you, and we're doing it together through songs and a sermon.
So, Fauci over here. That's not a bad idea, by the way. Fauci, I think it's political here because he does not want to admit it to the senators. Does not want to admit it. Actually, they're not senators. These are Congress people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Whatever. They're a government. It doesn't matter. But I just don't think he likes to talk to Republicans and give them good answers, but always kind of tiptoe. So I got this video here of him
My first question
not
is
recommending
about the
people gather
correlation.
during protests. But he's not talking to a senator. He's not talking to a Republican congressman. He's talking to some podcaster.
Really?
Yeah, or some shit like that. Go ahead and play this.
My first question is about the correlation between ongoing mass protests and the possibility of a new spike. It became public that members of DC National Guard have been already tested positive in COVID. And from your point of view, these cases are only the beginning of the possible mass outbreaks.
Well, I think we have to be careful because we don't know how it's actually going to turn out. But as I have been saying for some time, gathering in crowds is a risk. Gathering in crowds without a mask is an even bigger risk. And when you have demonstrations, even though you can understand the reason and the need to exercise your constitutional right to demonstrate for something that you feel strongly about, my recommendation has always been that one has to be really careful to avoid crowded places. And if you do it, which I don't recommend you do, but if
There
you
he is.
do, you make sure you wear a mask and keep a mask on
So
all the
there
time.
he is.
But
I
in
think
answer
the
to your
point is
question,
that
obviously,
he doesn't
there
like
is a
Republicans,
risk.
and he's not going to give them the straight answers. He's going to say, "Yeah, you shouldn't gather in groups," but he said it the same way too, and then added, "Which if you plan to do if you do plan to do
Yes.
this, which I don't recommend."
Which is funny because I feel like it even sounds like this is a person from another country with their accent. So maybe like he doesn't want to say it in American media because he knows American media will twist it,
Yeah.
and so he's trying to be like as vague as possible when it comes to doing it for like other media who say it because he's just kind of like, oh, whatever.
It just takes his credibility down even more. And JJ Torres says on the chat here, this guy can't throw a baseball for shit. No way you can trust him. That's just un-American.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
Besides that, and you know what's funny? He
plays
wore a
ball
mask.
like a girl.
He wore a mask when he's 60 feet away on the pitcher's mound. It shows that it's a political thing. It makes people feel safe. That's how he said it. It's like a pseudo blanket, for people. But then come out and say later, no, that's not. We only said that because there wasn't enough, And what's funny? We always meant to hide it from the public, but just that alone is the credibility is shot from
Big
there.
time. It should be.
Not to mention in the CDC, it still says that it still has that study up that says masks are pretty much ineffective.
Well, not only that, right? Like in my old jobs, when I would fuck up something small, I would get reprimanded big for it. This guy's sacrificing hundreds of people's lives for being wrong.
Yeah.
And it should just be like, you know what? Hey, we kind of messed up.
It's un-American.
We said not to wear them, now we're saying to wear masks, whatever.
Yeah.
Come on.
I love scientists. I
do
love
too.
science. And when people say that, if we question this guy, there are going to be people out there, no doubt, say you are science deniers. He's a scientist. And I go, fucking Bill Nye is a fucking scientist. Like the problem is that you lie to us enough times to give us any sort of doubt. Like, why should we even bother trusting you when there's so many more experts out there. He did some great work with HIV, I bet, I suppose, back when, because he's been doing this job 40 years. And no doubt that he's smart, but he's obviously hiding something.
Yeah.
If he's not saying that, just the simple fact, I don't recommend that you should go out to protest. Like, what's the big risk if he says, I don't want you to go out and protest, it'll spread the virus. And what, if he says that, people are going to go out there and do it? Or not? Or is he being paid off by... There's so many questions that...
Well, not even that. Any
to be
good
answered.
doctor would recommend you to do things that are more towards away from harm of anything that could cause, right? So, if you're pregnant, they're not going to say, oh, you could drink a little, 4 ounces of wine. Yeah, you could get away from... No, it's like, don't drink and don't do this. And, they're
A real
strict.
doctor would do that,
Yeah,
wouldn't
right?
they?
Yeah, they wouldn't just be like, you could have a little bit of fun with it. You know what I mean? And that's what he's doing. He's like, hey, you want a Tinder date? Just be safe. Take it in the bud if you want.
And maybe
whatever.
it's not even a Democrat versus Republican thing. I mean, we have Governor Cuomo up in New York was like, if we can save one life, with these lockdowns, with this blah, 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 it'll be fucking worth it. I mean, if you can save, obviously, when you're talking about pandemics and viruses, like just one death, no, you were talking about hundreds of thousands of deaths, so it's a different little story there. Shall we keep moving on? Because there was, speaking of Republicans and Democrats, Republicans are, typically the party seen as the anti-maskers. They're not into masks. I mean, the CDC says, masks are pretty much ineffective.
You know what they say? Anti-vax, anti-masks. I don't know.
Is that what they say?
I just came up with that right now.
Anti-vax. Can I ask you a question? You say, okay, anyways. Somebody died. Prominent figure. Republican presidential candidate. 2016, Herman Cain died of COVID. He went to Trump's Tulsa rally and refused to wear a mask. A big, avid anti-masker. You're going to go to this article here. And video after video. So I want to get into what people are saying, because on Twitter, I should have put the Twitter thing on there, but I think I put this on like Wednesday or Thursday actually, and I put it in the Twitter, Herman Cain, and just the amount of people saying like, "Oh, good riddance," that's what you get.
Yep.
You didn't wear a mask. Oh yeah, that's what you get. And then they'll also start saying, well, dude, he got it right after he went to the Tulsa rally. The Tulsa rally, everybody. It happened during Trump's watch. Oh, Trump. Herman Cain, this is from CNN Politics, a one-time Republican presidential candidate and former CEO of Godfather's Pizza. I've never had a Godfather's Pizza.
Me neither.
Is there a Godfather's Pizza here in town?
I don't think so. I feel like that would be like a New York thing, maybe.
I think maybe Brandon will be on it, maybe. Cain, age 74, hospitalized earlier this month, and his Twitter account said this week he was being treated with oxygen in his lungs. It was unknown where Cain contracted the virus. That's right, it's unknown. But everybody's going to say, they know. Maybe. So the point of this here is that we're going to blame Trump.
Yes.
And blame Republicans because a black Republican died of the COVID who was all like anti-mask, don't wear a mask, COVID's fake, kind of shit. This is what you get. What about, the hundreds of thousands of people? I think Jim Jordan was saying there was 1 million on June 6th or something, 500,000. Tens of thousands of these folks may have contracted it, but Trump has one little rally, and then like everyone's like, "Oh, that's where it comes from." Not to mention, there's absolutely no evidence he got it there at the first place. They checked the temperatures at the rally at the door, but that's not going to stop assholes from blaming Trump's rally, ignoring the fact that a vast amount of folks attend rallies and so-called protests every weekend since Memorial Day. They pounce on him because he was against masks. On Wednesday, there was 1,500 deaths in one day. How many of them do you think were all about wearing a mask, all about washing their hands? Fuck, it's sad to hear folks who claim they care more about you when you say these things about a man who died. Whether or not you're for masks or not, you're at risk. You may die from it. Folks who harp on this guy can pat themselves on the back because they do wear masks and don't die because they wear masks and did everything right. That's what it's all about.
Yep. Well, see, and I just want to say it's funny because people look at this and say, you didn't wear a mask, you deserve what you get. Now, again, I always like to apply that same logic to other things, right? People make fun of Christians because we say, hey, if you want to lower the pregnancy rate and the abortion rate, wear a condom.
No.
Right?
No.
Or wait till you get married,
God
right?
forbid.
But you know, and Christian, right? People say, oh,
Did
there's
you and your wife wait till marriage?
no, we messed up multiple times,
You
bro.
really
Yeah.
messed up, man.
Hey, and that was something that, even with our church, like we did mess up in the beginning, and then we didn't have sex for a long
At
time.
least you made her an honest woman.
Yeah, but like we abstained from sex even after, right? Because we actually sat down and talked about it, and we were like, yo, we can't be doing this, But and even with the church, like we told them that, and it was just, and they were, we were very open about it too. It's not like we were trying to hide
But they
it.
were like, you guys are getting married, right?
Exactly,
Like, for sure you're getting married,
and so
right, guys?
So even like our pastor was cool about marrying us because he's like, even though you guys, and the reason we chose to live together was mainly because of finances. Living in Austin is kind of expensive, especially in my old jobs. So like at that point, it was just like you needed to live with somebody. So yes, but it's funny when people look at this and say he wasn't wearing a mask, he got COVID, haha, you're dead.
He didn't take it seriously.
And it's just that logical thing. I'm like, okay, well, let's apply that logic to other stuff, and that's what people on the left don't like to do. They like to use certain logic for things that make them feel happy, but they don't use that on themselves because then it means they have to self-identify and look at themselves and see the piece of shit that they are, and they don't want to do that.
Yeah. Well, what we get here, there are mostly peaceful protests happening every weekend, hundreds of thousands of folks. How is that taking this virus seriously? They're not talking about shutting us down again.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about it. I mean,
Which is some bullshit.
I hope Fauci doesn't recommend it. The protesting is spreading this undoubtedly, and yet the media touts it's as heroic as it is heroic to expose yourself to thousands of people who don't have it. God forbid you have to go to a Trump rally, though. So Axios has this this article here. Are protests dangerous? And it depends.
Scientists caught between pandemic and protests.
Actually, I wanted to read this one here, and then the next one's about protests being dangerous. So scientists caught between pandemic and protests. So this is Fauci. Fauci's, his struggle right now. He's caught between pandemic and protests.
Mm-hmm.
He's once you scroll down there, physician silence is violence. But no, throwing bricks at federal buildings at personal property.
Perfectly
That's not
fine.
violence.
That's okay.
That's not violence. Your hate speech.
Yeah.
That's violence.
That's self-expression.
Your silence is violence.
That's
here.
violence right there.
Once you scroll down some more, let's see. When protests broke out against the coronavirus lockdown, many public experts were quick to warn about spreading the virus. So yeah, this is so I'm not mentioning here is that there was another protest that was anti-lockdown.
Yep.
Like we're done with lockdowns. Those are the ones that we were seeing before they started protesting for George Floyd.
Yep.
And then
And
they
people were talking shit about
they're
it.
talking shit. Oh, this is dangerous.
Yep.
This is dangerous,
Yep.
man. This is dangerous.
They have guns. They have this and
and
fucking Cuomo talking about it.
that's peaceful protesting, by the
Mhm.
way. They didn't throw any bricks or.
Nope.
But then you can say, oh yeah, but the agitators were the cops.
Mhm.
The cops came in. They agitated. They brought in the military. They put unmarked fucking cops on the road, kidnapping the
Yep.
people. That's their talking point right now.
Yep.
Kidnapping fucking protesters.
No, that's called
peaceful
arresting.
protest.
That's called arresting.
Exactly
You
right.
idiots.
You fucking idiots.
You fucking idiots.
They all they see, and it's funny. It's our fault.
Mhm.
It's our fault. It's their fault. Because all we see from the protests, I mean, it's not like we're going out there and seeing the protests ourselves, right?
True.
They're not in our towns really. But these big ones where they're getting stolen or whatever, they're getting arrested. We see the videos of that happening. We
Yeah.
see the bad stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, hardly ever see the actual peaceful protests. 'Cause,
Yeah.
man, there are people out there that aren't throwing bricks.
Yeah,
that
like
aren't starting
the
fights.
fucking protesting with yoga. There's a group
Well,
of
that's just now. It's just become a party here. you
yeah.
know?
It's like people are protesting and doing yoga in the middle of the street. I'm like, yeah, I mean,
yeah.
ain't hurting
There
nobody.
you go. Not
Yeah.
hurting anybody because you're blocking.
And
Fucking
then apparently
traffic.
there was like a naked woman standing in front of cops too.
Hey,
and
ain't
I'm
no
like,
one gonna complain about
it
that.
was like, hey,
for
look,
me, bro.
you know
Go
what? You
ahead.
protest the way you want to do it, lady.
Let's see what's happening. Many public health experts came out against public gatherings almost any sort this spring, including protests over lockdown policies, large religious gatherings.
Of course.
Keep rolling that up. But some of the same experts are supporting. Oh, you went too much. Black Lives Matter protests, arguing that addressing racial inequality is key to tackling the coronavirus epidemic. Addressing racial inequality is key to tackling the coronavirus pandemic.
How?
How? Please tell me.
Please, yeah.
Please
How
tell
is
me.
attacking racial inequality the key to tackling the coronavirus pandemic? Please tell me how.
Tell me how. This
Is coronavirus racist? So we have to attack racism to attack the coronavirus?
kill all the racists.
So you have to kill the racism to kill the corona?
Kill the racists. Kill the racism by killing the racists. And you
Well,
got rid of the Rona.
There you go. You kill the racist, but of course you know who that's going to be. Donald Trump.
You got to kill Donald Trump.
That's what they're going to tell you.
Kill the orange
Look,
man.
guys, you have to kill the head of the racism, and that's Trump. That's the only way corona will go
We're
away.
obviously not advocating for any of that.
No, of course. We're acting like stupid leftists.
That's right. Well, I don't know if they actually say that, but
I'm
the
pretty
s-
sure they do.
the systemic
I'm pretty
racism-
sure fucking James O'Keefe has Project Veritas
He's
tapes
on
of it of people saying this type
James
of shit.
O'Keefe is on it already.
James O'Keefe, if you have those tapes,
Dude, matter
release
of
it
fact-
now.
Okay, so this was like a flashback from like 3 or 4 years ago, and it popped up on my feed, and it was Project Veritas. James O'Keefe walking up to a Detroit polling station, saying his name was Marshall Bruce
Yeah.
Mathers III, and he would like to vote. And they were like, "Well, do you have your ID?" And he's like, I don't have my ID on me or whatever. And they're like, "Well, here, just go ahead and fill out this form and sign this, and you'll be able to vote." He's like,
Yep.
wait, I just got to fill out these forms and I can vote. My name is Marshall Bruce Mathers the Third, and he was all Mathers, like the birth date and
Yeah.
everything. And he's like, "You're telling me I can fucking vote right without an ID?" And like says that. You mean I can vote without an ID? Yes.
Yeah.
And he was able to get I'm sure as soon as they started giving him the stuff, he was like, "Listen, I got you," or ran out, or I bet he ran out. He didn't say I got you and ran
Yeah.
out. There's no way he would have said that. He
Hi,
would've-
it's me. And everybody's like, what?
what he would have done is taken that form and say, "Okay, I'll be over here to sign it," and then fucking never
Left.
come back.
Yep.
That's probably the way he did it. Interesting though. James O'Keefe's on it, dude.
Yep, he's on it.
All right. The systemic racism that protesters are decrying contributes to massive health disparities can be seen in this pandemic. Black Americans comprise of 13% of the U.S. population, but make up a quarter of the deaths. Jesus, Murphy. All right. Yes, but spending time in a large group, even outdoors and wearing masks, as many of the protesters does raise the risk of coronavirus transmission. So they're saying... And that's director of the Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota.
I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck tackling racial or addressing racial
Dude,
inequality.
we only
is
have
key
an
to-
hour. We only got 20 minutes left in this show.
I need to fucking think about that.
Go to this New York Times, guys, because New York Times, hard hitting.
Hard hitting.
They actually
course.
said some sort of. They actually printed something that sounds not so biased.
No.
And every time that comes out, once in a while. So are protests dangerous? This comes from
What?
NewYorkTimes.com. What experts say may depend on who's protesting what. Public health experts decried the anti-lockdown protests as dangerous gatherings in a pandemic. Health experts seem less comfortable doing so now with the marches against racism. Now, I know what it sounds like. It sounds like their own bias, but my guess here is that they'll say, well, they're for that race. They're for the anti-racism. So that's why they're not so quick to speak out.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, of course, right? It's not like, no, just depends. I know. No, there's some sort of conspiracy. They're like, no, because the scientists actually agree with the protests that are going on. Like, you fucking sons of bitches. You trapped me again.
It's because of the people who have more melanin. They can't get the corona, so it's better to protest them.
Now, here's the problem with these kind of articles. They fucking fill these fuckers with tons of stupid bullshit that you already know. We've heard. We've said it a million times. Now, go down to the last few paragraphs.
Yep.
Because that's where you actually get new information. And you just keep going. Just keep going. And you just keep going. So look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeps going. You're like, too long, didn't read. I've already heard of all this stuff. Heard all this stuff. Heard, keep going. And then, go up to now we've gone to the bottom. Let's go. There's another epidemiological reality. No one quite understands the path of idiosyncratic virus and how and when it strikes. To separate those causes when we look will be very difficult. She admitted to some worries. This is a doctor. She said she took her daughter to the protest early June and felt a chaser of regret in its wake. And felt a chaser of regret. Oh, sort of. They took a shot of the protest, and we've had a chaser of regret. We felt afterwards that the risk we incurred probably exceeded the entire risk of the previous 2 months. We undid some very hard work, and I don't see how actions like that can help battling this epidemic, honestly. So they're sort of half and half. I mean, the doctors are actually honest people here. They're saying, we are all for anti fucking racism. Everybody pretty much
Of course.
is, right? Everybody is.
Who
But,
isn't? Racist.
The thing is, we're for it, but you guys know we're going to get the virus if we all stand around and fucking and yell, right? But then again, so they're trying to battle these two worlds that they're in, which I get. I mean, if you were smart like them, and which we're not, we're dumb and slow. You know, we don't know the science like they know the science. And, I mean, it's like the same thing with climate change and what Brian Gavatos was saying. He was saying, like, yeah, dude, only like 12 people actually know the science. And, like, we go with them. We don't fucking know. We don't fucking know.
And at the end of the day, we don't really fucking know because we're only humans.
Well, you know, we should have gone for an hour and a half because I have so much to talk about. But let's get into your links because
we can keep the stream up, but that's just our TV slot.
All right, great. So yeah, we'll do your thing right now.
All right, so we're about to get into what's going on with my girl. She's not really my girl, but you know what I mean. Ghislaine Maxwell.
That's right, Ghislaine.
Now the thing that's been weird is people keep forgetting how Trump. He talked about this when he was running for president.
That's right.
Like, he was talking about going after the Clintons. He was talking about cleaning the swamp, right? So, yeah, let's go to the first video. And
3-minute mark.
I think it was a minute 15?
Oh, minute 15.
My boy goes in.
You know, after watching these links, it made me want to go back to the Hillary and Obama, like, debates. And I watched,
there's a
watched
lot.
a bunch of these clips.
There's a lot.
And I remember how much fun.
There's so much stuff that even links to Epstein in New Mexico with priests and Catholic
Oh, I'm
stuff.
just talking the debates in general.
Oh, but then there's, the debates.
All right, go ahead.
But if I win, I am going to instruct my Attorney General to get a special prosecutor to look into your situation, because there has never been so many lies, so much deception. There has never been anything like it.
It's just not true, and so please go
you didn't delete them?
Allow her to respond, please. Personal emails, not official.
33,000?
Well, we turned over 35,000, so it was.
What about the other 15,000?
Please allow her to respond. She didn't talk while you talked.
Yes, that's true. I didn't.
Because you
I
have
didn't
nothing
in
to
the
say.
first debate, and I'm going to try not to in this debate because
hold up.
I'd like to get to the questions that the people have brought here tonight to talk to us about.
And get off this question.
Okay, Donald, I know you're into big diversion tonight.
fucking
Anything
rude.
to avoid talking about your
'Cause
campaign
he
and the
knows
way
he
it's
has her.
exploding and the way Republicans are leaving you. But
Let's
at
see what
least
happens.
focus
Allow her to
on some of
respond.
the
Let's see what
issues
happens.
that people care about tonight.
Indeed, all right.
Hold
it
on.
is. It's
There-
just
there should be
awfully
more.
good
Like-
that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton,
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
did you
Okay,
answer
so
the
let's go to the
question.
next
Do you
one,
still
right?
believe
So
I
I just so this one was just Trump being like, look,
He's
okay,
on to you.
he's on to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this isn't something that
Should be in jail.
and I'm just saying this because people keep saying, "Oh, Trump's involved with Epstein and Trump's with this," and I'm like, "All right, let's rewind to when he said stuff like this." Boom, this is another big one.
He's shuffling.
Far worse. Mine are words, and his was action.
Yeah, that's right.
His was what he's done to women. There's never been anybody in the history of politics in this nation that's been so abusive to women. So you can say any way you want to say it, but Bill Clinton was abusive to women. Hillary Clinton attacked those same women. And attack them viciously. 4 of them here tonight. One of the women, who is a
Viciously,
wonderful woman, at 12 years old, was raped
Oh, geez.
at 12. Her client, she
Okay, go
represented,
to the
got
next
him
link
off, and
after
she's
this one.
seen laughing on two.
So it's funny that he says Bill Clinton will go down as like the most abusive president to women.
Yes.
Now I think he knows it's not just the women that have accused him and all that. I think he knows more about
Yeah,
what
of
goes
course he
on
knows
in
more.
Epstein.
But Donald Trump ain't no rat. I ain't no rat. I'm a
No,
New Yorker.
right? So this girl,
I'm a
right?
New Yorker too, Donald Trump.
Hey, look, Trump. I'm
Hey,
a New
Donald.
Yorker, right?
I'm from New York too, and I'm no rat either.
I ain't no rat. You want to wear a mask?
You're a
to do
rat,
it?
Fauci. You're so bad. The worst. You lied to America. You're bad. But Mr. Trump, I just want to tell you that it's you just gotta watch out.
You gotta watch out.
Because they're after you too. Actually, they're after Clinton. He's been on Pedophile Island many times.
He's got to watch out.
All
So then this girl, right, Kathy Shelton.
Yes.
So this is a girl that when at 12 years old, she was raped by 2 men, and Clinton. This was her first case, right? So you could play the video that is with that. I think there should be a YouTube video attached to that link that I sent you. So there is an audio. Oh no, not that one. It should be another one. But there's an audio of Clinton that was released about talking. So what she ended up doing was saying how.
Oh yes. I know which one you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah. So what she ended up doing was taking the case on. Even apparently she didn't want to take the case on, but she took the case on. And there's like leaked audio of her talking about it, and the way that she got him off was by saying that, oh well, women her age fantasize about men that way, and kind of made it seem like it was her that wanted him. And so there's audio about her laughing about it.
Right.
So you can go ahead and play that.
Audio emerged of Clinton talking about the case with an Arkansas journalist back in the 1980s. Listen to her laugh describing the moment she
This is
delivered the
CNN.
forensic expert's findings
Listen
to
to her
the
laugh.
prosecutor.
I handed it to Bailey Gibson. I said, Rob, this guy's ready to come from New York to prevent this miscarriage of justice.
Those recordings were played for the victim by Josh
is the
Rogan
victim.
during his interview. Her reaction was anger.
When I heard that tape, I was pretty upset. You lied on me, and you're supposed to be it for women? Do you call that for women? What
Right.
you done to me?
You can stop it
and I'm
here.
hearing
And
you
that's
on
what I'm trying to
tape
say, right?
laughing.
So the Clintons have been known to not be for women. They've been known to be on the side of pedophiles. They've been known to be on the side of rapists. They've been known to, right? Bill Clinton, with Monica Lewinsky, putting a cigar into a woman's vagina. Now this one.
But how can you be like that evil? Like, are they actual evil? Like, I don't see. That's what I don't get with that when people talk about the Clintons. I know that they're bad and lots of bad things happen around them, but like, do you think that they're actually like demon people? They're evil, that they intently try to be evil and do devilish things, or is because they're so bad, those devilish things that they do, the evil things they do, are pleasurable and they think it's good?
I think that it first started with power, and they saw that they could do whatever they want, and it ended up becoming like thrill seeking. Like, well, what else could we do? And I feel like you just end up in this cycle where even so even when you think about the Latin term for a demon, it breaks up to the word daimon, which means the unman.
Daimon,
right? So the demon is an unman, is a non-human. So when you do things that are anti-humanity, you are a demon. So raping 12-year-old little girls and having sex with little kids, there's tapes of crazy shit like that's unhuman. That's a demon, right?
Yes.
So but again, let's go back to Clinton.
These people are demons.
Yes.
Daimons. All right. Trump's
Boom.
got the future right here.
Right here.
This
Become
is
a bigger
2015.
issue. Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Right? So
Barack Obama.
2015.
Okay.
And then he says Obama incompetent president.
Which he was.
And he was, right? And all these things are coming out, are being proven true, are continually like
He wasn't
Trump.
incompetent in the way he spoke to people. I mean, but his policies were terrible, and it was just a bad president. that funeral. Matter of fact, it's like he's still overly like at a funeral. You talk about politics, like you get up there to eulogize this guy, and you're like, if the Republicans they're sending in unmarked military to cities that are mostly peaceful.
Look, only Obama would bring up the filibuster in a fucking eulogy.
Hey, we're gonna get rid of the filibuster
If we got to do it,
Oh yeah, that's
then
right.
so be it.
Rest in peace to this guy over here.
Pour,
right?
pour out a little liquor for the homie.
Someone give him that 40.
Give me my 40.
Yeah, the filibuster. Matter of fact, he used the filibuster when he was
Yes.
a senator. Like,
Yes.
he used
Okay,
it.
that's all I want to talk about. We can keep going on other stuff. I just wanted to harp on those things. Like, I just wanted to remind people, you want to hear more about, I got a whole lot of information
I got the
on
news.
on not just Epstein.
What
and
is this that you have us up here? So
Oh,
this is hot dog.
So then
Chicago Hot Dog Friday.
So then this is of course the WikiLeaks, and Hillary Clinton emailed to Obama. Can you scroll up a little bit? I think it is, or scroll down. Let's see, scroll down.
Scroll down. These are emails here
Boom,
from
right?
WikiLeaks, the famous.
Oh no,
deleted emails.
yeah. So this is to Don Kunkendall, and it says subject: get ready for Chicago Hot Dog Friday. It says, I think Obama spent about 65,000 of the taxpayers' money flying in pizza dogs from Chicago on a private party at the White House not long ago. We are assuming the same, right? So go to the next link that I sent you, where it's Hillary talking to Obama about not doing it at the White House. Because, right, so, and of course, if you know the code words, right, if you look at the FBI's and how they talk about code words, pizza is little girls and hot dogs is little boys, right, like raping them. So then go down, the next one, that one, boom, right, to Obama, Barack, Podesta, Pelosi, right, and that's from Hillary, so it says, when we began the pizza arrangement, I thought we were going to be more careful than this. Operating from the White House is not originally what I had in mind. Remember that the hot dogs can come, but if you make it a spectacle out of it, it will be our downfall.
What the fuck's this guy? This is Hillary talking
This is
about?
Hillary, right? And it says, thanks, Hillary.
Wait, okay, go up. Now, why is this just a picture of this? Is this not
Because
in
everything
WikiLeaks?
got erased. They started taking things down from WikiLeaks. Like, I've tried to look for the original stuff, and a lot of that shit's been taken down.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
So,
And this was even bad.
who took it down? And why would they leave the other stuff up?
There's a lot of stuff that's been taken down. And this was even one that Alex Jones brought up. And again, I was even trying to look for it on
Who
his
took
stuff.
this picture?
I have no idea.
We began the pizza arrangement. I thought we were going to be more careful than this.
Look at the date up top.
January 25th, 2011, 3:28 p.m. Operating from the White House is not originally what I had in mind. Remember that the hot dogs can come, but if you make a spectacle out of it, that'll be our downfall.
Please know that
Okay,
I'm
so-
speaking as a friend, right? So
Wait a minute. Okay, so let's look. Let's assume pizza means actual pizza, right?
Mhm.
We began the pizza arrangement. Okay, I thought we were going to be more careful than this. Remember that the hot dogs can come, but if you make a spectacle out of it, it'll be our downfall. If you bring hot dogs to this party and you make a spectacle out of it, that's going to be our downfall.
But
what the fuck?
And then
that sounds weird.
And then think about the email that we just read before this, that it said Obama spent 65,000 of hot dogs coming to the White
From
House
Chicago.
and pizza, hot dogs, and
Okay,
Hillary was
I
about.
mean, that one sounds innocent, but this one, because it's a fucking screenshot, I just can't take this one for. If this was really on WikiLeaks proper, and we can find it on WikiLeaks proper, I mean, how easy would it be to put a WikiLeaks fucking logo and Photoshop this? As a Photoshop?
No, but look at the date that this was put up. Look at the date that the article was put up.
2017. So 3 years ago.
A year after Trump came into office.
A year after.
If
So,
anything.
what is that supposed to mean?
I'm saying, why would someone just like take a screenshot and put this up 3 years ago? For now?
Because that thing said 2011. The emo. Well, that doesn't mean anything.
2011 was the emo. 2017, this article was written. 2020 is still. All of this still makes sense.
Which sounds even weirder because he took a pic. Okay, so when did they delete that stuff from the WikiLeaks?
I have no idea.
That's what you need to look into.
Yeah, I got to look that up.
That's what you got to look into. Well, that was pretty good.
Yeah. And I have a lot. There's a lot more that I can dig into that is crazy because
you're keeping up on your Alex Jones and all that good stuff.
I'm keeping up I'm keeping up on Trump's promise to clean the swamp.
You're doing it. Let's go. Okay, let's go to vote by mail stuff. There's a huge push to expand mail-in voting.
Yeah, I know, for real.
Frankly, I think it's a good idea.
Really?
Yeah. You know, vote by mail experiment was conducted by CBS in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's just go ahead and play that if we can. They may give us an ad, maybe, because they always do. They got to make their cheddar.
They have to make their money.
Anything your wild child does.
Yeah, turn that down.
Fucking Pampers.
Hopefully, it doesn't play that in the background. But hey, yeah, don't get Pampers or nothing like that. But so this mail experiment is pretty good. And you know, it's after countless other things that we talked about, not just this, but the voter fraud that happened in Jersey, all the California ballots that got tossed because the signatures didn't match. Let's watch this one here.
And all across the country, the rules vary for when you can get your ballot and when you should return it. So just take a look at this. In green, you can see states that require ballots to be postmarked by Election Day. The yellow states require that they be received by Election Day. Key distinction. For details, everybody should check with their state election office. I can't stress that enough. Very important. One other thing that is very clear, you need to give it even more time than your state might recommend to get your ballot through the mail system. This is crucial. In 2016, out of 33 million mail-in ballots, more than 73,000 arrived too late to be counted. They were not counted. So what we did is we set up an experiment to see how long you should give yourself to make sure your vote actually counts. We got guidance from voting rights advocates who say it is as simple as determining how much time it takes for first-class mail to go from point A to point B.
If you know how to mail a letter, you already know how to mail in your vote.
How you doing? Thank you very much.
But how long might it take for that vote
So
to
fucking
actually
cheesy.
arrive and be counted?
You're welcome. Have a good afternoon.
We decided to test it, sending 100 mock ballots simulating 100 voters from locations all across Philadelphia to a P.O. box we set up to represent a local election office. A couple days later, we mailed 100 more using the same size envelopes and the same class of mail as real ballots here. To approximate the weight, we even folded mock votes into every one. In the following week, we checked our P.O. box for the results.
Mail pickup notice, there's more.
When we went to collect everything, though,
Nothing?
most of our votes seemed to be lost.
That's all I have back there right now. That's nothing. You're sure? You're totally sure? I believe in you. All right, then. Have a good day. Okay, take care.
She's like, I don't want to mess with you no more. Ain't no one got time for that.
And explain ourselves before someone finally found our votes.
Okay, thank you. 1, 2.
We soon discovered another problem, missorted mail. 2 pieces of it.
We got a birthday card from Mike to Ronnie.
It's a ransom note.
Have a
I know,
sweet
for
B-Day.
real.
Get it? There's a B on top.
When the birthday greetings ended,
12, 13.
we found a bigger issue. 21% of our votes hadn't materialized after 4 days. And the batch we'd mailed a week prior, some of those were missing too.
So of our 100 ballots, 97 arrived, which sounds pretty good, unless you consider the fact that that means 3 people who tried to vote by mail in our mock election were in fact disenfranchised by mail.
In a close election,
All right,
3%
so here's the issue.
Are you kidding me?
especially
Here's
what's
the, thank
expected
you,
to be
Brandon.
a record.
The issue here is that, you know, their experiment yielded, 3%, right? That's what's going to happen. 3% gets lost. And now that's not scientific or nothing. I mean, now, is it going to be the 3% that the Democrats will lose or the 3% that Republicans lose? We don't know. We don't know. The important thing that's all the reason that we need to know that this will happen if we vote by mail. Now they'll say rules for thee, but not for me. When Trump says that he votes by mail, absentee votes are completely different. He doesn't live in New or wherever he says he's getting it from, right? New York or whatever. He lives at the White House, dude.
And if you're gonna go out to protest, why not go out to vote?
Yeah.
Right. If you really want to get this guy out of office, go vote.
So Democrats, what is it really? Why do you want to do this thing that obviously has its flaws? If the reason is why, if the reason is that you guys are worried about getting sick, why are we allowing protests? I mean, it's not the protest. We're all for protesting.
We were,
but it's a First Amendment right
until the Marxists came in.
But so is going to church.
Yep.
And they said, well, you can pray at home.
Yeah.
You can still practice religion. You can practice your protests at home.
You really can. So,
are we only 58? Is it 58:30? All right. So, hey, thanks for watching, guys. It's been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. If we're going to keep going here on Facebook, so go ahead and like, subscribe if you guys are on Facebook. We'll talk to you guys next time. So, for Brandon the Heart of Mitchell, for David Aguilar, I'm Low saying, that's right. So,
yes.
I wanted to go over, and you guys are watching. Thanks for keeping on watching. We can actually say things that we can't say on public access. Believe it or not, I had no idea that you couldn't say like the F word or something.
Really?
on public access, but they say only after 10 is when you can do it. So, I mean, it's not like we're not going to start cursing. But let's.
You mean friends, right? That's the F word.
Friends. That's right.
Friendship.
Friends are for F is for friends that do stuff together. U is for you and me.
What?
And is for anywhere, anytime at all down here in the deep blue sea. That's right.
Where's that?
It's dumb. Don't worry about it. All right, it's SpongeBob. So
there you go.
In Austin.
Oh yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. This is the extra episode, the extra stuff. The protesters are, going at it every week, and I didn't know. I really just don't. I really didn't care. I really don't care. So we had a protester who was shot and killed in Austin.
Yep, we do.
Unfortunately, the shooter has been identified, and this is what we know. And this comes from the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail seems to have it all, and we're going to be talking. We'll do George Floyd. We'll analyze that bad boy. Army sergeant who shot dead BLM protester Garrett Foster reveals he was driving for a ride-share firm like Uber or Lyft. What were the ones that were there when Uber left town? Remember, Uber left, and there was Ride Austin.
Lyft?
No, Lyft left too. Like, we got those new rules in Austin or whatever. And
and Uber was out for a while.
Uber took off for a while. Anyways, reveals he was working for Uber, wasn't aware of the protests, and opened fire in self-defense when the victim pointed his assault rifle at him. U.S. Army Sergeant Daniel Perry's lawyers have identified him to be the man who fatally shot Garrett Foster, 28. The U.S. Army Sergeant who allegedly shot and killed Black Lives Matter protester Garrett Foster during a rally in Austin. I don't think that was a rally. Claims that he came across a protest accident when he was working, basically dropped somebody off downtown. They were on Colorado, I think, or Congress.
Whoa.
No, 4th and Congress. It was like 4th and Congress area. And he turns. Now, I don't know if there's any rallies going on. I mean, wherever you are is the rally.
Especially over there.
The most important part is I want you to play the video. So if you can find the video down there, there's so many goddamn ads all over this. That's why I hate Daily Mail. It's like I'm bombarded with all these stupid fucking ads. But there's a video of the actual shooting. I mean, you don't see anything, but it's haunting, man. It's pretty scary. And we'll get a better view of this rally that we're being told about. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Definitely got to get, and you got to go.
You got cocaine on you? Come on.
Man, come on, man. Come on, man.
You do cocaine, Bobby?
Where is that link?
I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
All right, so I'll keep talking here. Oh, there. Watch the full video, and I bet you it's going to give you an ad, too, so you may want to turn it down. This is it just throws so many goddamn ads at you. I mean, how can you, read the news nowadays? Like, that's why people read the fucking headlines, because we're like all this shit we got to get through just to watch the fucking video, man. It's crazy. Yeah, we got to watch a 30-second advertisement for, what is this? Renewal by Anderson? What the Get a fucking, actually, those look pretty sweet. I would like those in my house. You install those by chance, Concrete Man? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have real working man hands. Working man hands. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys are wanting our koozies, go to teespring.com / something. There'll be a link. So here's oh, this is not the actual video I wanted to watch, but I haven't seen this one. This is the need for the AK-47 before, not after being killed.
We're about to gun again? Oh, it's AK-47. What you got it out tonight? They don't let us march in the streets anymore, so got to practice some of our rights.
All right, pause.
Like you'll need to use it?
They don't let us march in the street, so we got to exercise our rights, is what he said, right? Okay, so it wasn't a rally that this guy drove up on. So go ahead and keep playing that.
Tell us a little bit about your gun again. Oh, it's AK-47. What you got it out tonight? They don't let us march in the streets anymore, so got to practice some of our rights. Cool, man. Do you feel like you'll need to use it? Nah, I think the I mean, if I use it against the cops, I'm dead. And I think all the people that hate us and, want to us are too big of to stop and actually do anything about it. So, why'd you start carrying? Well, our roommate got arrested and they stopped letting us march anywhere, so started carrying.
So he recently acquired his carry license.
See,
oh yeah, and here's the actual video. Blocking the street.
Yep.
Walking through the fucking street.
Yep. I would have just gone.
They're being peaceful. Somebody honks, and then everyone's like, "What, motherfucker? What?" And then fucking shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Now, can you go back just to the point where that guy honks and they start crowding the car?
I don't see what's wrong with this video. This is
So look, it's a green light for him.
Uh-huh.
So they're blocking his way. He's working, and they're blocking him. He honks to say, "Hey, please move out of the way." I mean, maybe he's not saying please, but then everyone crowds him, and then bang, bang, bang. Now, go back to the article, and there are pictures of Garrett Foster holding onto his gun grip, the gun grip. Now, you can still point it down at the ground, but it's unsure whether or not he was pointing it or not. But there are pictures. Yeah, it keeps going down the hole. You'll see like a red circle around this picture where it shows that he may or may not have been actually pointing it at this fucking person.
Well, and again, even when the guy called the police, he said that the guy pointed the gun at him.
Screw up.
You know what I mean? Like when the guy called the police and said, "What happened?"
Now here's the thing, and I think there's more to this because this guy is like talked about killing. There he is with it, and he's got now. I don't see any sort of gun. Like if you were seeing if his gun grip is holding up there, you would see a solid line across that guy's arm, which he's definitely not pointing it at them. Now that's not the time of impact or anything, but he was ready. He had it engaged, ready to go. And think about this: you're driving, you're working, and you're going up Congress, or you're going up Congress, and you hit 4th Street, and there's a red light, and it's just protesters fucking walking up the same street as you. You're driving where they're not supposed to be. And then it turns green for you, and they're in your way, and you need to fucking go. You honk, saying, "Get out of the way," and they crowd you.
Yep.
This guy with a fucking assault rifle comes up to your fucking door with a mask, mind you.
Yep.
And gets lit up. Now he's not supposed to have a gun, the driver, because if he's working for Uber or something, he shouldn't have a gun. That's like their policy. Same thing with all the rideshare programs. He's also suspect because on Twitter, like Donald Trump was saying, "Oh, we won't allow these like rioters and looters and motherfuckers in our to take over our city." And then he like tweets out some shit like, "Oh, you could shoot them, man. Just shoot them in the fucking arm or shoot them there or whatever." And being pretty gnarly about it. He was released by the cops. So, was this self-defense? Was this murder?
I mean, if you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna put myself in the situation, and if I was in that same situation, and a bunch of people crowded my car, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't just a crowd into the car. Watching these protest films, they go and shake your car, hit your car, punch your car. You know what I mean? So if there was anything like that, one, I would already be in high alert. Two, if I saw someone with a gun in their hand, that would be the first person I would go for.
Would this have happened if they didn't crowd his car?
Would the guy have gotten shot?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Would this have happened if the guy didn't honk his car?
What guy?
The guy who shot. The guy who killed the guy.
Oh, the guy was driving? I mean,
Would this have happened if he honked?
I don't know.
If he didn't honk?
I don't know. Because
So we don't know that. So, okay, so let's get into... I don't want to get into the Daniel Perry thing, and we'll go straight to this leaked body cam footage by the Daily Mail again. Sorry, we're going to have to go through this, but I want to watch this because...
The Daily Mail and all their fucking ads.
Yeah, all their fucking ads. So this leaked footage comes out. Now, the reason why I say, and I asked, would this have all happened if... Because we're going to watch this body cam footage, and it'll leave you wondering, would this have happened if, and you fill in the blank. So apparently somebody filmed with their phone or whatnot the body cam footage that only like the press have seen. And it tells a lot about the story, because what we've heard so far right now, or before we got this leaked stuff, is that a man named George Floyd was... trying to pass off a counterfeit $20 bill.
Yeah.
Gets caught by the cops, and the cops fucking take him down and put their neck on his, put a knee on his neck for 8 minutes and like 24 seconds, right? Whatever it was. It's not what I want to talk about. But the thing is, that we were told is because of systematic racism.
Yep.
The cops are bastards. So let's watch this and we'll analyze it, and be prepared to give us some pauses here.
Stay in the car. Let me see your other hand. I'm sorry. Let me see your other hand. Both hands. Put your hands up right now. Let me see your other hand.
So, okay, stop. So at this point, the cops have already got his gun out because he's asking this guy. He's asking this guy to let me see your hands. So go ahead.
Put your hand up there. Put your hand up there. Hands on the wheel. Put your hands on the wheel.
There.
Who else is in the car?
Put your hand on the...
Someone who's been arrested before, by the way, should know how to act.
Okay, well, when I say let me see your hands, you put
I know, I'm already thinking to myself, just keep your hand on the fucking wheel, bro.
Got him?
Yeah.
Put your hands on top of your head. Hands on top of your head. Hands on top of your head. Step out of the vehicle and step away from me, all right? Step out and face away.
Put his gun away.
Step out and face
Put his
away.
gun away.
Put his gun away.
I'm not going to shoot you. Step out and face away. I'm going to get out of man. Please don't shoot me, man.
All right, pause. Please don't shoot me. He's begging this guy not to shoot him. Like, that's sad. Like, why does he think that the cops are going to shoot him right off the bat?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, why wouldn't he? I mean, I think cops are always going to shoot me when they pull me over right away. That's
They
why I'm
may.
always smiling.
All right, go ahead. Fucking good point.
Yeah.
I just lost my mom, man.
That should be the threat of the cops, right?
Step out and face away. Please don't shoot me, Mr. Officer. Please don't shoot me, man. Step out and face away. You're not shooting me, man. I'm not shooting you. Step out and face away. Okay.
I won't shoot you, but I'll choke you out to death, right?
Please, man. Please. I didn't know, man. Get out of the car. I didn't know, Mr. Officer. I didn't know.
And they even told him, stop resisting.
That was homeboy.
Yeah.
Or homegirl. Somebody
Yeah,
was
it sounded
saying
like a
that.
girl. It sounded like a
Somebody
girl.
was saying that. So I don't think there was a girl present with these cops, right? Like there wasn't a
not that
woman
I
cop,
know
right?
Hey, you come back. Stay in the car. Stop resisting, man. Yes, you are.
And wasn't he on drugs also, right?
So, yeah, autopsy showed that he was like had meth and fentanyl, or enough fentanyl to like kill somebody. Like, so he was very high.
Yeah.
We're figuring out what's going on. Drop the bag.
Okay, so those two people were in the car with him.
I just got my phone fixed.
So they did what they were told, and they're not dealing with the cops like Mr. Floyd is at the moment.
You can ask Mr. Adam about me. Do you have ID?
I'm on 38
What do these guys have to say? I mean, his friend died that day, so I mean, I'm sure they're not very happy about.
And you know and it's funny that the media didn't put any of them on.
It's true.
No, I don't. My name's Shawan.
Interesting, more than funny.
Sir, I just came over to get my phone. You see, I don't have a purse or nothing. And my daughter is on her way to get me.
What's the deal?
I don't know. That's my ex. I don't know.
Why is he getting all squirrely and not showing some keys and just being all weird like that?
Because he's been shot before.
Well, I get that, but still, when officers say get out of the car, is he drunk? Is he on something?
Oh, he got a thing going on. I'm telling you
What
about
does
the
that mean?
police.
He got a thing going on.
All the time. When they
'Cause he's
come
been
visit
shot
that man
before.
with that gun like that. It's been one.
What's your first name?
He's pretty good. George Floyd.
What is it?
He's a good guy. George Floyd, she said. Ouchie,
What,
man.
are you on something right now?
No, nothing. You acting erratic.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Yes. Yes, I was just moving earlier.
Let's go.
All right, let me come on down now. This is a little better now.
Keep walking.
Okay, do me one favor, man.
No, when we get to the car, let's get to the car, man. Come on.
Dang, man. Oh, man.
And I think this is where they get him up against the wall, and like there's that video of him like supposedly dropping like a white.
Oh,
power
that little
congressman.
baggie.
Maybe that was back there.
Stay on your feet and face the car door. Please. Please. Get out the door, man. I just want to talk to you, man. Please, let me talk to you, please. You ain't listening to nothing. I know. So we're not going to listen to nothing you're saying.
Can you watch that car? Just make sure no one goes in it.
I hear you, but you are going to face the door right now.
Listen up. Stop.
I'll do anything. Anything y'all tell me to do, man. I'm not a resistor, man. I'm not. You can ask him. He know me here, though. God, man, I'm going to do nothing like that, y'all. Why is it going on like this? Look at my wrist, Mr. Officer. I'm not that kind of guy. Mr. Officer, I'm not that kind of guy.
Stop.
Please. I'm not that kind of guy, Mr. Officer. Please.
Mr. Officer.
Face away.
And this is what we start seeing is
Don't
the
even by myself,
pleading.
man. Please. I'm just claustrophobic. That's it.
Claustrophobic, he says.
Anything sharp on you? I won't do nothing to hurt y'all, Mr. Officer. No, sir. Why? No, I don't have nothing. Why y'all doing me like that, Mr. Officer? Please, crack it for me and stuff, man. I am claustrophobic for real, Mr. Officer.
You got him?
Could you please crack it for me? Please.
Yes, I'll
remember my
crack
name.
it.
Stay with me, man.
I will.
Please stay with me, man. Thank you.
It doesn't sound like mean cops.
Pause real quick. So he says he's claustrophobic. I'm thinking about this. Like, okay, I've heard the conservatives say, well, he had no problem driving in his car. No, that's not what claustrophobia is, like being in small spaces. But that's like part of it. Being trapped is another thing. Like once he's in that car, even if the window's down, that's claustrophobic because there's no way out. The bars have windows. I mean, the windows have bars. All
He's
that
handcuffed.
He's handcuffed. That's claustrophobia.
Yeah,
Okay, go
for
ahead.
I'm listening, and I understand that people do stuff.
Alright, he's good. His guns, whatever. There's nothing worth it.
Okay.
Grab a seat.
Okay.
I'll roll the windows down, okay?
Please don't take a seat. I'm going in, Mr. Officer. I'm going in. No, you're not. I gotta go in. Take a seat.
Grab a seat.
I'm gonna go in. When?
I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy, man. Take a seat. Yo, I'm gonna die here. Take a seat. I'm gonna die, man. You need to take a seat right
I will
now.
die.
I just had COVID, man. I don't want to go back to that.
Okay, I'll roll the windows down. Hey, listen.
Dang, man.
Listen.
I'm not that kind of guy.
I'll roll the windows down and
Please,
you put your
man.
legs in, alright? I'll put the air on.
Stop. Look at that. Look at that. Not even listening. Look at it. Look at it. We can fix it, but not while you're standing out. Okay, man. God, y'all do me bad, man. Man, I don't want to try to win. I don't want to try to win. I don't want to win. I'm claustrophobic.
He doesn't want to go to jail.
I'll roll the window down. Man, I'm scared.
Scared as shit.
When I start breathing, it's going to go off on me, man. Pull your legs down. Okay. Let me count to 3. Let me count to 3 and I'm going in. Please.
1.
I'm not trying to win. I'll get on the ground, anything.
2.
I'll get on the ground.
Yeah, he said he'll get on the ground.
I'll get on the ground.
This is a view I didn't see.
Over here. I'm going to pull you in. Get in the car. In the front. No, you're not getting in the front. I'll get in the car. Okay, man, okay? I'm not a bad guy, man. Get in the car. I'm not a bad guy.
So they push him into the car. He's not sitting down. He knows once he sits down, he's arrested. Like, I mean, but the cuffs are on you already. Yeah. He's being very irrational. Oh, and he tries to slip out the other side. He wants to lay on the ground. At this point, he's been resisting like crazy.
Yep. And this is what we see.
And he can't breathe. There it is. That's not the view I saw. I saw the other officer's view. Crazy, man, right?
Yep.
And
you know what's
so
gonna
it makes
happen.
me ask this question: would this have all happened if he just like cooperated with them? Like his other friends, like if the cops were racist and they wanted to kill a black guy,
They
could have
had
taken up 3 of them.
Yep.
You know, if you're that racist, you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude.
I just hit the jackpot.
Fucking 2 for 1 for buy 1 get 3 2 free,
Whack-a-mole.
man.
Whack-a-mole in real life. Plank, plank, plank.
Interesting stuff. Anyways, what are your thoughts about it? We're gonna get out of here for the night, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Emergency Exit Podcast. We're on Spotify, fucking iTunes,
LinkedIn, MySpace,
Facebook, MySpace,
Everywhere.
YouTube. Subscribe, like. If you guys like our stuff, you can email us at emergencyexitpodcast.com. Emergencyexitpodcast.com is our website, but emergencyexitpodcast@gmail.com is our email. You can give us a call and leave a message anytime. 830-875-0637.
Except you, Fauci.
I would like Fauci to give us a call back. But yeah, thanks for guys for watching again. So we'll see you guys next week with a whole new episode for Brandon the Hearted Mitchell, for Father David Aguilar. I am Lo saying